But I've never heard you say what you think of GSP and where he stands in the whole GOAT talk.
Way up
why
there.
You would
George St. Pierre, Demetrius Johnson, those guys should be mentioned in that talk every single day. And I guess the only thing that would separate me from George St. Pierre is the fact that I did it at heavyweight, in the 2 heavier weight classes. That's it. Yes, he is absolutely in the conversation, greatest fighter of all time. I think those guys are too, Anderson Silva and Jon Jones. I do believe that, but I just think that when you start to have these positive tests, it is such a massive negative. It seems as though logic would say, when you start having those types of things tied to your legacy, it'd be hard to say you're the greatest athlete the sport has ever seen.
All right,
I'm just trying to be logical in all these things. Like, that's the thing. I think my biggest issue is that I'm in these situations trying to be logical, and I don't think most people in mixed martial arts are. That's the problem. I, for the life of me, can't understand how, if Jones had this thing in his body, and they said that this thing lasted for the last 2 years, whatever, right? For as little as it was then to as little as it is now, it's lasted 2 years. They're saying this thing is supposed to be long-standing or whatever. So am I just supposed to believe that every time he's just supposed to have this? Is he just allowed to have this in his body now? I don't understand. I don't understand if it's just like part of the deal now. When you fight Jon Jones, you know that there will be a abnormal test finding, and you have to just be okay with it because it's just there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, It's hard to logically wrap my mind around that. Like, that's just part of the deal now, that he has this in his system. Like, those are the types of things that I have problems when I'm thinking logically as an adult to wrap my mind around. I'm like, well, that just does not seem fair, because even if it's a long-standing thing that is just still showing itself, it's still not fair. I don't understand it, and I don't get it.
And now Ngannou, you're coming back against a guy who's got some dangerous weapons.
Yes.
Why this fight? Why does this fight make sense for you to return from such a long layoff?
It's to fight in Phoenix. It's to fight here in Arizona. I'm from Yuma, Arizona. I went to school out here. I went to Arizona State. I've competed in Arizona my whole life. I love competing out here. I love being from Arizona, so I've always wanted to fight here as well. Just to have the opportunity to be here in the fight in front of my family and friends, to me, is just just an amazing card to be a part of. I can't wait for that night.
With the layoff, there was some concern that you might be retiring. So realistically, how long do you think you can keep fighting?
We'll see. I feel good now. Again, being in the gym for this long and not having to fight, just being able to kind of improve on my skills, on my own time has been great. I feel like I have improved already just from doing that, from being in the gym and kind of taking my time, and playing with different things here and there. Because when you have a fight, you're training for a certain guy, for a certain style, so you develop a certain style for that fight. And you don't really throw new things in there, it's just to go out there and win the fight. So the time that I didn't have a fight scheduled was a time where I could really improve on other things that I think are essential tools to go out there and fight and win.
How would you feel about a rematch with Cyborg? Even though you beat her so handily, it would be probably a decent money fight and one people had interest in seeing.
Okay, Cyborg no wanna fight me if it take one year to prepare, right?
Right.
And right now, I don't think she's gonna want it because I'm gonna ask for two years to be ready for her again. I don't think she wanna fight me. She say I want 1 year to be ready for her. She don't wanna wait that much. She don't wanna stay without fight. Right now, I'm asking for 2 years to the rematch.
Okay, so you're gonna make her wait. There's really nobody at featherweight for you to fight. I mean, but I'm guessing your next fight is gonna be back at bantamweight. Do you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna defend my belt, my original belt. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go down. My division waiting for me. We'll see what happens after. But I don't think Cyborg is the one waiting for 2 years.
I wonder if there was a rematch, what would her approach be? Try a double leg on you or something? Or what? Is she going to try to strike with you again?
She would.
I would like to see how she would approach this. A more patient
slowly.
Cyborg.
Oh boy, yeah.
I don't know if you can
I
teach
don't
an
know.
old
I don't know
Cyborg
if
new
she
tricks.
wants waiting so long like that. She don't like waiting, for a fight. She say that. I take 1 year for this fight. She was pissed off the whole time only because she waited for a long time. She always talks so much crap about me because I make her wait so long to fight her. And then I say to her, like, that is not my fault. This is what UFC. I give them my time. And they say, like, I can fight her, but I have to be ready. This is my day. And they accept it. That is not my problem. And then she, starts to, be mad at me from nowhere. And instead, mad at me, she's supposed to be mad at UFC. But who knows? But I don't think she's happy. I don't think she's gonna want to wait 2 years for the fight again, the rematch.
Would I move up to 145? Absolutely, man. I would love to. I'm a professional. I train hard. Making 25s has been a process in its own to get my body down there and to do it the right way. 45s have to be the same thing. It'd be a lot of work. Right now I'm in love with the food because I don't get to eat as much of it. If I went 45s, I would hate it because I've been doing nothing but stuff on my face, but that's definitely something I would love to do. Everyone wants me to go to featherweight and fight Max. I would love to, but look, one step at a time. Let's run through Cejudo first, and then Max can be next. I'll be the first one ever to go for 3 belts. Weight is good. I am ahead of schedule. Very excited about that.
Does that worry you at all in the fact that you're agreeing to fight a guy that may not make it to the fight for any other reason? Does that factor in at all?
No, not really. Partially because I just don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I just don't think that deep into it. Obviously, a huge goal of mine would be to be the first guy to beat Jon Jones. But at the end of the day, this whole journey that I've been on since 2006, it's never been about Jon Jones. It's always been about being the UFC champion. And, regardless if Jon is going to be there or not, I will be, and I think that if he has too many more issues, I think that you need to come up with a backup plan, which is something that I would probably talk about, if that contract's on the table in front of me, which I suspect it will be in the near future. I think that that's something we need to talk about. If Jon, for whatever reason, has an issue that comes up and he can't fight, then I don't think that we should hold the division up for that anymore.
Do you have a time frame of, all right, at this date I need a bout agreement, and if it's not Jon Jones, I'm going to move on? Is there kind of like a breaking point for you as opposed to your wait and see for right now?
No. Whenever Jon wants to fight, I'm in.
Okay.
If you name the time, the date, the location, I'll be there. So if that's what he wants to do and he wants to be the big dog that calls all the shots, call him and I'll meet you there.
You called out the champ. If that doesn't work out, I'd be excited to see you fight any one of these
Frankie
guys.
Edgar is what I was just. That's
what you're looking at.
Besides Max, of course, you and Frankie Edgar.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah, man. Well, let's just finish the Battle of the Hobbits. What I said. We'll finish the Battle of the Hobbits. Hey, well, look, I'm happy to fight anyone. Obviously Frankie Edgar's. Again, I love the bloke. I'm a fan of the sport as well. I'm a pretty humble bloke. So I'm a fan, but at the same time, I know what needs to be done, and I'd love to fight him. And then again, what did I say in my fight? Like Max needs to prove he can beat a wrestler. Why not us all take each other out, and whoever wins takes on Max? So that makes a bit of sense because I thought guys like me, Chad or Frankie Edgar would be bad, or maybe a Mercer, Bektik or something. Sort of in a high-paced fighters with good wrestling, I think would be bad matchups for Max. So if that's what they want, let's see who's the King Hobbit, and let's fight for the title. Anyone in front of me, that's the goal. So I got lucky with the Chad Mendes fight. Obviously, I called him out. Not like I said, not many people want to call out Chad Mendes, but I'm a type of fighter that I want to fight people in front to move me forward. I want to fast track to that title. whoever it is, it is. You know what I mean? I believe I've got so many tools when it goes to wrestling, grappling. There's a lot of us that are very well rounded, but I just feel like I put it together. I'm a bit more calculated when it comes to putting it all together than most people. So I just feel like if I'm struggling in one aspect, I've always got another couple of aspects that I could always really utilise. So I'm happy to fight anyone in there.